Welcome back to Charity Farms. My name is Teresa, but you can call me T. Today, we're going to talk about laying weed fabric down. This project took me days. I had to weed whack all of that Bermuda grass. I had to rake all of the debris, the rocks, the cardboard, the grass away from where I was going to lay my weed fabric. Then I had to fill up the holes, but I didn't want to use my old soil to fill up those holes. So I had to think outside the box. How do I fill these holes up without wasting the brand new soil that has all those live nutrients? Because this area will be covered. My whole idea and this whole plan of this weed fabric is to ensure that all the grass dies and does not come back. So I have a couple of raised beds that I've used. One has aloe vera and the other one has my catnip and a few tomato plants that I can transplant. I have actually a total of 3, but my third raised bed right now is fully occupied by my ground cherries. So I don't really want to transplant those at all. So I wasn't able to record me transplanting my aloe vera into my cloth grow bags, but I was able to record my transplant with my catnip and my few tomatoes that I transplanted, and I hope this helps. Here's the video. I hope you enjoy it. First thing first, I need to cut down all the grown grass. I got my trusty weed whacker to do the job. There is a story of why I got a weed whacker. It was 2 years ago when I had a garden and grass combined. I stepped out one morning to let Moose out. This was before we got Moses. I did my usual routine. I looked at my garden abundance and figured out how to handle the grass and what I needed to harvest that day. I looked down and I saw something coiled underneath some of my purslane vines. I thought, that looks almost like a snake. How odd. I took a closer look and yep, sure enough, it was a baby rattlesnake. It was then that I knew I truly had to take control over these overgrown weeds in order to protect my yard from these guys. I bought the weed whacker, put on my husband's steel-toe boots just in case, and got a really good workout that day. I couldn't get a lawnmower because I still had a garden that I was trying to maintain. Cardboard you see was an experiment last year to see if I could take care of the Bermuda grass by placing cardboard over it and hoping that it would actually block the Bermuda grass from growing. No such luck. It didn't work. Now that I've cut everything down, I need to move all the debris, which would be the grass, large rocks, and the cardboard that did not work last year. I raked everything away from the back wall and threw it into the trash can. Now I'm going to transplant these aloe veras into 10-gallon grow bags and use this older soil to fill the holes I dug to create my in-ground garden. I'm using the back of my rake to smooth out the surface as well as I can. I need more old soil to fill the rest of the holes, but I refuse to use the topsoil that I had just purchased. Because my plan is to plant the tomatoes in buckets on the side of the house where the truckload of soil is currently residing, my original plan was to drill holes in the bottom of all the buckets and fill it halfway with river rock, which I will explain in another video. But I found these inserts at Lowe's called Upsidaisies. I will provide the link below. I want to try them to see if these will work for me. I will have a few buckets that I will use with these and see what I think. Because I will not drill holes in these buckets that receive these inserts, I need to have a place for an overflow to go. I will place the insert in as far as it will go because the soil will weigh it down. Then I will mark it and drill a hole on both sides of the bucket. Afterward, I will grab a PVC pipe and cut it to length, about an inch longer than the diameter, to allow ½ inch of overhang on both sides of the bucket. Then I will drill holes in the PVC pipe to allow an overflow drainage. This should still allow my plants and roots to get water, but not get root rot. Now that I have my buckets ready, I'm going to harvest my catnip and place it in a cloth grow bag. From there, I will transplant my tomatoes from this bed into the buckets. I am placing 2 tomatoes per bucket, 1 on each side of the handle. Now that I have the ground as level as I can get it, it is time for me to lay down weed fabric. I have 2 rolls of weed fabric. The plan is first to go from the wall towards the house. I want enough weed fabric to go on the brick wall because I will use a sealant to keep the weed fabric on the wall. My reasoning for this is that when it rains, I do not want any of that Bermuda grass coming back out anywhere. Here in Arizona, my ground is very hard and rocky. I'm using roofing nails to keep the weed fabric down. Once we've laid down the fabric in one direction, I will go over in another direction. I still have more raised beds to build, but I am staging the area right now with the few raised beds that I do have. Wow. If you couldn't tell by the clothes, that was a couple of days. You see 2 individuals, my husband who was helping me fill the dirt, and then my brother-in-law, his brother, was helping me lay down the weed fabric and get a few other things taken care of. So a big shout out to my husband and my brother-in-law for all that help. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. And until next week, God bless you. Bye.